Great for singles, small groups, and couples. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice, we got on mandate. You get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. Love that about you. Right, Gina Grad?
That's right.
Handball, Brian.
Yeah, do I lie a lot? Yeah.
Got a lot of thoughts coming in today's show.
Oh.
Have some OJ thoughts.
Really? Timely.
Breaking.
Well, I was thinking about Casey Anthony and trials and things like that. And I was thinking back on OJ. And, you know, the thing about the sort of seminal moment in the OJ trial is if it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
That's right.
First things first, we're weird with sayings in this country. You know, I've long complained about no nukes. You know, somebody just went no nukes, and then everyone went, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
then
sounds
no
good.
more power.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's it. That
Well, it's alliteration. We got
Yeah,
all of
that-
it.
gotta listen.
so yeah, it starts with the same letter. So how can it be wrong?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like I grew up in a family that their strict policy was no nukes and meat is murder.
Oh.
It's like no steak and no power for you. All right, what's next?
Happy
And
living.
It's like
What else is there?
some fucking stoner put two words together, and this is becoming creed now. You're now going to live your life by this. So I'm going to be eating lentil beans in a dark room because you subscribe
Cold light.
to no
Black belly
nukes
stove.
and meat is murder. And then now we're done. Moving
Yeah.
forward. It's like, hey, if it doesn't fit, you got to quit. You must have quit. It's like,
I don't make the rules.
you do?
Yeah.
I mean,
I just said it.
that glove thing. First off, I've interviewed Christopher Darden and I think Marcia Clark on Reasonable Doubt. Christopher Darden is one of the sadder people you're ever going to want to interview. I don't know. I don't know if it's OJ or it's his wiring or
The
whatever.
vibe.
Yeah, he's a very morose kind of sad vibe. But I think they made mistakes in that trial.
You
I
don't
think
say.
they'd agree.
The first mistake that all the insiders say was moving it from Santa Monica to downtown.
Right.
They could have done it. They could have done it in Santa Monica. Everyone agrees they would have got a conviction if they would have done it in Santa Monica. But they said, no, we're moving it to downtown because we
big stage.
want a big stage. And by the way, this is so winnable that we could move it into this other venue and we're still going to win this
Right.
thing. And that's most experts agree. They went back to Santa Monica for the civil
Right.
and won that one. But I don't know, like there's a part of life where I go, oh, they must have known or they couldn't have agreed to the glove. The glove was the bloody glove that was found at the crime scene. Or found maybe behind Cato's condo or something,
Yeah, he's a toner.
guest house or something. It was a glove, a leather glove that was soaked in blood and then put in an evidence bag and stored somewhere. It shrunk.
Yeah, makes sense.
It makes sense that if
Pretty
you
obvious.
soak something in blood or milk or even
almost any
water
liquid, yeah.
and just let it dry out, it's going to be a little crispy and a little shrunken down. Number one. Number two, he had to try the glove on with a latex glove on, which would be like trying to crawl into a wetsuit wearing a wetsuit.
Yeah.
It would seem nearly impossible.
It would be a struggle.
Fool's errand.
Yeah.
Also, people forget about 2 weeks earlier, he stopped taking his medication for arthritis.
So he's nice and swollen.
His joints swole up. Yeah, so he knew what was going on. So between the swollen joints, the shrunken glove, and the friction of the latex glove meets with a participant that's not willing.
Right.
really struggling
If
no matter
he really
what.
wanted to get it on, perhaps he could have.
If somebody,
move
If
him
it
to
meant
do
the
that.
difference between innocence and guilty.
yes, I think if someone said you'd be found innocent, you can easily slide in this glove, he would have stayed on
Figure
his
it out,
medication, and then he would have done a more earnest job of trying to get it on his hand.
That arthritis medication, that is diabolical. That's genius of,
Yes.
of the defense.
Yes. So,
I remember from the 7.5 hour OJ documentary that F. Lee Bailey like goaded or taunted Christopher Darden into doing the glove thing, the glove stunt?
That was a big part of the reenactment. I know from the series.
He was like, "You got tiny mouse balls. You'll never do it."
Yeah.
Well, the glove. Okay,
that works.
Couple things. I think it was an XL isotoner. Okay. I think it was an XL glove. Any guy who's over 6'1" just gets the XL glove if you go to buy a glove. That's it. And so just the fact that it was an XL glove and OJ's a decent sized guy, so it's like it could be his glove, it could be anyone's glove, but that's what a guy who's 6'2", 217 pounds, that's the glove he would buy. He would buy an XL glove. I don't know why we need to try it on.
Yeah.
If he bought a glove, it wouldn't be a small, a medium, or a large. It would just be an XL glove. Now, maybe it would fit him perfectly. Maybe it wouldn't fit him perfectly. But that's the glove he would purchase if he was purchasing gloves. Anyone who played in the NFL would buy an XL glove if they were purchasing a glove. So, number one. Number two, why does it have to be the glove?
Can't be any XL isotoner.
If somebody said, we think they're his size 12 Nike Air Force jogging shoes, couldn't one just provide a Nike Air Force jogging shoe size 12 and see if you could fit into it? Why?
That hasn't been soaked in blood?
Yes, why the glove? And you wouldn't have to wear the latex glove if someone just bought them online. Chris, is there something that I'm missing? But it's like, why didn't Marcia Clark and Darden go, yeah, we'd like him to try on a glove. We'd like him to try on an isotoner XL, not the glove. Right. We'll just buy an isotoner XL, and you can try that on, and you don't have to put the latex glove on because we don't have to worry about, the evidence.
Right.
If only.
Chris, is that correct?
I'm still looking into it, but yeah, it's
Well, what did Marcia Clark and Christopher Darden think was going to happen with the shrunken glove and the latex glove that the guy was going to struggle with clumsily?
Yeah.
And then
clearly it wasn't thought out.
So what happened is there's this thing that they kind of went, oh, here's our moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, it's kind of like when you're a kid and you're playing pickup basketball on the courts and your team's down by 12 points and people are ready to go home from dinner, and then you just yell, last hoop wins.
And
energized.
And people go, huh, what? Yeah, last hoop. And then they have the ball and they go, oh, okay. And at some point, somebody sinks a 9-footer and you're like, yeah, we win. It's like, why did we agree to this? They should have never agreed to it. They should have just been like, no, we're not going to do this. And also, again, it's an XL glove. They sell millions of units of these. People all over the world own this glove. Mm-hmm. What difference does it make?
I think, like Brian said, you're not your Abdullah oblongata. Your frontal cortex got hijacked when he said you didn't have any balls.
Then I think the jurors just sort of, like no nukes, and my mom just went, they just signed off on it. Well, okay, let them try the glove. Oh, it doesn't fit.
Oh, there you go.
Well, that's it.
Open a shot.
And honestly, that's brilliant.
I'm seeing, the gloves did indeed shrink from the original size, and then Darden produced a new pair of the same type of gloves, which fit Simpson when he tried them on.
But when did that happen?
But we should have never let him try the first one on, is what happened. But it was a XL, like isotoner or something.
To your point, that was lost to history. None of us knew that.
Right. Just say, no, that glove has degraded and shrunk, and you have to wear a latex glove. Yeah. So let's just give you a new set of isotoners. Here you go, Juice. Give that a shot.
Wow.
Yeah. Weird. The other one that was really weird about that trial was the Bruno Magli shoes, which came up in the civil trial. And you guys know the Bruno Magli story?
Yeah, the footprints outside the cages, whatever.
Yeah, they were very specific. Now, here's the thing. When I do my killing, I wear Crocs because they're ubiquitous.
Yeah, that's what the billboard's going to say.
The Bruno Magli, there's like 300 units in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And he filmed on Monday Night Football wearing the Bruno Maglis. Like, they're indisputably his.
They found the very unique Bruno Magli footprint. He said he didn't have any of those. only 29 pairs sold in the U.S.
No. He
Yeah,
should've worn
well,
tea
but
leaves.
after the trial, boom, to the moon.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, but in the first trial, the murder trial, they did not produce those pictures. And then subsequently, when the next trial took place, the civil trial, they found like 30 pictures.
Was it a case of them, for whatever reason, the judge not allowing it? And I never understand those things, by the way.
I couldn't figure out whether they had the pictures and it was not admissible, or I don't think they had the pictures. Now, see, today, that would have been solved. This was 1995 or whatever it was. People couldn't. Now, one of your Yenta friends would have been online.
5 minutes.
Found 100 pictures of him wearing Bruno Mali's.
Right.
Yeah, so they found 38 pictures of him in the Bruno Mars. So if this was one of those murder she wrote or something in the first trial, then they would have said, we found a very distinct footprint. Every episode of Columbo I went this way. We found this very interesting, very rare footprint in the crime scene. Then he would have said, I don't own those shoes. They're ugly. I would have never owned a pair of those. And then we would have found a picture of you in those shoes and then ended the episode.
Yes.
But that would have been it. We
Cabot Cove.
wouldn't have had to get to the part where he was walked back to a cell. That would have been enough for the audience to go, oh, now we're done.
He's guilty.
He's guilty. But they didn't produce the pictures until the second trial, which is weird. And then also, I don't know if it was winnable because it was that crazy, and Chris can look for it, but when they interviewed that semi-elderly woman of color several years later,
The juror,
she was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, a lot of black chicks have been killed. No one gives a shit, so it's payback time. And it's like, it's just what you want in a juror.
Yeah.
Like, all right. She's saying it into a hot mic. Like she's being interviewed.
Brazen.
don't you take an oath as a juror?
I
mean, you are asked. I'm supposed to do it on the 13th.
It is pretty crazy that she just basically said lots of black chicks have been killed. No one seems to give a shit. This is payback, sort of. And
That's how you stay off a jury the rest of your life.
And so what? Yeah. All right. So Chris can look for that tape. But I'm also wondering about the Bruno Mali in the first trial. Did it just not? I think it just didn't come up.
I wonder if Garrigus
No,
knows.
would Mark know?
Well, he'll be in here in an hour and 45 minutes, so I can ask him then.
If anyone would have like a random detail like that, he's the guy.
Yeah, I should ask him. Speaking of old pictures dug up,
Unearthed.
I was told you guys many times about the time I went with Jimmy and Danny Two Sheets and the writers from the Man Show to University of Santa Barbara and at UC Santa Barbara and did a lecture, and we did a writer's retreat. The Man Show's writer retreats were just an excuse for us to hang out somewhere and get Comedy Central to pay for it.
Awesome.
And so we ended up there because Drew and I had a speaking engagement there. And I told you we went down Fraternity Row, and I told you we went into a fraternity, and it turned into a mob scene.
And they were like rocking the car.
We had to run back to the van like the Osmonds in their prime being chased by teeny boppers, jump into the van. And I told you my recollection was, for some reason, Cousin Sal was driving, but Cousin Sal was the designated driver. Cousin Sal does not drink.
Okay.
So he became the designated driver.
Sure.
But he also does not know how to drive.
Oh, my God.
And I am telling you, when Cousin Sal picked up Jimmy and I, our first trip to New York in 1994, his cousin Sal picked us up at the airport at 9 in the evening. He could not find his way back to his home on Long Island. He couldn't find it. Wow. I mean, we drove in circles. We went over a curb and a median. I mean, we had to stop and get gas. Like, I was like, Cousin Sal, he's a real New Yorker, I guess, a Long Islander. He just can't drive, or he couldn't drive at the time very well. But he jumped behind the wheel, as I recall, and then I remember being in the passenger seat yelling like "Go, go, go!" as the van was being surrounded by drunken fraternity guys. Somebody last night sent me a picture.
Nice.
After 30 years.
Oh my God.
Some
There's Jimmy. There's you.
kid took a picture from outside of the van, and it proves my theory. Cousin Sal was, in fact, driving the van. I was, in fact, in the passenger seat. Jimmy was in the back seat.
Who's in the middle?
I think that looks like Jimmy's brother, John.
There is a similarity.
Yes, who looks to be next. And I think if that happened today, Jimmy would get shotgun. I'm just
He's
saying
earned it.
the pecking order,
Yeah.
hosting the Oscars and whatnot. But there I was in the front seat, and there was Cousin Sal behind the wheel trying to figure out what to do while people were trying to tear the windshield wipers off the van.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can go to AdamCarolla.com and see this old picture. And by the way, it's before anyone had smartphones with cameras.
Oh, you can, yeah, there's a major
Somebody
cue
had
flash.
to run out with it. Some guy had to run back to his room and grab the camera and chase the Man Show guys out. Now, I don't know why it took 20 years 23 years for this thing to surface. But what did the tweet guy say? Was this a guy that sent me a thing last night?
Yeah, this is Eric Peterson. He says, "This is us back in the day at UC Santa Barbara with Jimmy and Dr. Drew. I'm sorry for shaking the van. Didn't mean to scare you guys."
Wow.
Now, I don't believe Dr. Drew was there, but maybe he saw me and Dr. Drew perform that night. And then later on, Dr. Drew went back to his hotel, and Dr. Drew may have just driven home after that, and we went out to party. And it was Danny Two Sheets' idea to swing down Fraternity Row and party with frat boys.
That tracks.
It tracks. All right.
Speaking of old photos,
yeah.
I myself unearthed an old photo from about 19 years ago. Speaking of Tia Corey, did you guys get any of my IMs? Okay. I posted this on Twitter. I would, occasionally if someone came through Loveline who I was a fan of, I'd take a picture with them. And I was probably about 220 pounds, and Tia looks, brand new.
Oh.
And she kept saying yesterday, I want to see that picture. I want to see that picture. I'm like, well, baby, here it is.
Oh, man.
Wearing the Verve band T-shirt.
First of all, the Verve is sweet.
Yeah. Bittersweet Symphony.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And you got you're balding, Brian.
I'm balding, Brian. Yeah, holding on to a little bit, but cutting
A little
it
bit
shorter
of
and
hair.
shorter.
Wow. And Tia was smack dab in the time when we detested eyebrows.
Oh, yeah.
We
light
hated them.
eyebrows, right?
Gosh, she looks great.
She looks
And
amazing.
I'm there too.
I honestly don't know if I would recognize who that was in that picture.
Me or Tia?
I'm going with you.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll throw that one up
Adorable.
at AdamCarolla.com as well.
Not Brian Bishop.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So,
Chubby.
the,
Cute.
it should be noted that the weight came off before the tumor came in.
Oh, well before. Many years.
I know, but
You don't get enough credit for that.
you're going to be like one of these people who gets lumped in with the gastric bypass lap band, and you're like, nope, I at a diet and exercise. Yeah, but didn't you and Al Roker go down to the?
Nope.
I mean, they're going to give credit to the tumor for the weight loss.
Fuck that. I earned the baldness.
Yeah.
Right.
I earned the weight loss.
The bald and the weight
Yes.
all predates.
All predates the cancer. You're right.
The so the other, and I don't know, Brian, somebody's got to help me with this. Somebody
what do you
has
need?
to help me with this. There's a lot of things in life where I go, why, how come, why, and then someone goes, well, this is why, and I go, oh, okay, because the why part alone just feels like why, like it doesn't make any sense. Thursday night football. I had missed it altogether.
Same.
It was Bills Patriots, a decent game. Bills are favored, but could be a good game.
Divisional rivalry.
Never know when the Patriots are going to show up, and I turn on the TV, and it was 10:30 at night, and I was like just getting caught up on SportsCenter, and it was like, oh, and Thursday night football, and I remember going, I missed the game completely, complete blackout. I didn't hear anything about it, and I would scroll through it and catch 10 minutes of it. It's like, oh, how did this work out? And because I'm me, I'm just always kind of rooting for the underdog.
Sure.
And so I was like, all right, how'd this turn out? And I just literally filmed my TV set because I didn't want Chris to scroll through everything. So the sound will be weird, but the part I can't figure out, here it is.
Result.
They take it to the house. So I'm watching, kind of half paying attention. I'm sucked into the action. Like, Patriots score first blood. They score a touchdown. And I'm like, maybe we got a game here. And then I was like, wait a minute. Didn't he say?
He just led with the result.
I thought he just said, and I had to rewind it. And I was like, oh, I know how the game turns out. I don't know why. Why construct a highlight reel? Like, why do a thing where it's like, Patriots score first, and you're like, what? Look out!
Where's this
We got
gonna
a
go?
game going here. You just told us they lost. The team, the next shot was a guy taking it to the house from the team that lost. So we do know how this ended. It wasn't, spoiler alert, sponsored by Geico. It's just like, I'm just going to spit it out. Hey, before we roll the package, let it be known what happened before we roll in the package. And now enjoy the package.
Yeah, now be nice and tuned out.
In the package, we'll try to build in some intrigue. Like, they score first. Sure. Can the Bills make a comeback? Well, evidently they can, because why? What is that?
The only thing I think, I don't know what time you watch this, but typically Scott Van Pelt comes on immediately after the game. And so the thinking, I guess, is that everyone just saw this game, so I'm going to allude to what everyone just watched.
Well,
which doesn't make sense here.
I saw it at 10:30 last night.
Yeah,
but
so
I
obviously a rerun.
I don't. Why though? I mean, what? Well, okay. What's in it for you?
Right.
What is there to gain? Okay. 86% of the people who are watching this highlight reel know the outcome of the game, but 14% don't.
And is their experience going to be ruined by you telling them the result?
The 86%? No, they already know. But there is a group, and it could be, it could translate into hundreds of thousands of human beings, the 14% or the 22% or whatever it is that don't know why. And why even, it was much like my mega meltdown argument I had with the producer from Dancing with the Stars. Like, why show me practicing on the unicycle? Why not reveal the unicycle in the dance? Why are we doing this? What is the benefit of this for Scott Van Pelt and company? And how come nobody raises their hand and goes, let's not print the score on the crawl before the highlight reel, and let's not audibly give out who won the game before we run the reel? Why not entice people to watch the reel? I
think it's as simple as they either don't care or didn't consider that, this will rerun in an hour or two or whatever it is, to people who likely haven't seen the game, as opposed to it comes on the heels of the final whistle.
Yeah,
a little more care.
You kind of, I'll tell you what the number one answer for most all of this stuff. It's like, when I was talking, and by the way, the number one answer is,
Yeah.
Never thought about that.
I hadn't thought of that.
You and the thousands of, you and the 14 sports fanatics who work with you, nobody raised their hand. It reminds me of when I was talking to Gavin Newsom and I was like, California, LA, traffic. I see people stopped in the middle of the freeway talking, pull it over. Like in Montana, they have signs that say, if it steers, it clears. And he's like, what? And I'm like, people stop. They get in a fender bender and then they stop in the middle of the freeway. And they get out of the car and they get killed and it stops the traffic.
I've never experienced this.
Where they have in Montana? Oh. It's like they tell you to pull over. Look, I saw anyone who ever sees, especially in Los Angeles, a super righteous police chase where you see the guy commandeer the minivan and then mash it in between two cars that are stopped at traffic.
Sparks.
And then
almost
at some
nightly.
point, the rear wheel goes down to the rim and sparks are coming out. And then at some point, steam is shooting up from under the hood. That guy puts it in reverse. He backs the shit out of the Chevron station. He takes off for another 40 miles. It's
Thrilling.
like cars can be operated in crazy condition. crazy. When I did the Toyota Celebrity Grand Prix, people would it would cave in the whole front end of their
We
car.
get it. You love car racing.
Back it out and finish the race with the fucking one smoke coming out of one tire. Like, you can do it. But the point is Gavin Newsom had no idea what I was talking about, never even thought about it. It was like, that's the number. It's never, well, we've considered this and we've looked at it closely and we decided, they just go, what?
It was a novelty.
It's either lazy or narcissistic or both. The answer is, I don't know. It doesn't affect me.
Right. And anyway.
I'd take a helicopter.
Somebody please tweet me or tell me why these scores are given out. Just give me the top of this one more time.
Preferably
This was
someone from
audible.
SportsCenter.
Like, normally it's on the crawl and I have to watch it like I'm watching gay porn to put my hand up. You know what I mean? I don't watch a ton of gay porn, but I like to keep my finger on the pulse, and I will put my hand up.
Right.
And I usually put the hand up to try to block out the crawl because they're telling you all the final
He's usually
scores.
crawling.
Right, but this is just audible. Here it is.
Everyone in the AFC East started the day with 500 or better, not anymore. Patriots fall to 6-6. Bills move to 9-3. Crucial AFC East matchup.
No.
This week 13.
All right. Then first play. All right. Literally, I will tell you how this game ended, and then we'll show you a snap. What bugged the shit out of me is the team that lost scored a touchdown on this first clip you're showing me. And I had some weird hope. Like, oh, good. Which is weird. You can watch a highlight. We're so wired like reptiles. I'm like, they scored.
Yeah.
But they won. But they lost.
They're leading right now.
Yeah. So anyway. All right. Let me hit Good Ranchers. It's the holiday and the waistbands get bigger and the wallets get smaller. Good Ranchers wants to help you save in the season of spending. Get a subscription to Good Ranchers during their Black Friday special. Beef prices will go up 20% in 2023, but use my code Adam and you can get a zero meat inflation all year long. Every subscriber locks in their price for the life of their subscription. Plus, you can get their Black Friday offer right now, 2 free 12-ounce Black Angus New York strip steaks with any order with the code Adam. You head to goodranchers.com, goodranchers.com/Adam, and lock in that beef price for this great, clean protein. Also, you can get a curated selection of America's best meats and seafoods as well from Good Ranchers. Right, Dawson?
Give the gift of zero inflation and America's best meat to yourself or someone else this season. Good Ranchers' award-winning service and quality are why they have over 7,000 five-star reviews. Remember to visit goodranchers.com/Adam and use code Adam at checkout to grab the Black Friday special, their best offer of the year, 2 free Black Angus steaks. So don't have a normal Black Friday this year. Have yourself a Black Angus Friday. Good Ranchers, American meat delivered.
All right, we have the juror. I misremembered it. It was Payback for Rodney King.
Oh, specifically.
So this is from, I don't know.
Is this a 7-hour documentary?
Like 2016, yeah, Made in America.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
7.5 hours.
Yeah, just juror Carrie Bess.
She shrugs.
I like when people don't know if stuff's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
I like when you get into your early 70s and you still haven't gone.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I don't know why that. I always think of that clip of Nancy Pelosi when someone was saying to her, people are tearing down statues. You think that's a good idea? And she's like, I'm not so sentimental. I don't have like my grandma's earrings. And then somebody, to be fair to the person, they went, yeah, but mobs showing up in the middle of the night and just tearing them down. Shouldn't they get a vote or something? And she goes, people are going to do what they're going to do.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was like, really?
Neither good nor bad. It just is.
It just is.
Also, a little bit of a green light for the next group.
Well, look, I know they're on your side, but they're engaging in dangerous
Civil unrest,
mob-like behavior. At some point, when you're third in line for the presidency, you have to do a little bit of, I don't condone, or I don't, you go, I don't like this statue or what it stands for, but we live in a society, we have order.
Democracy.
People will vote, and then we will come in there, which is literally people toppling giant brass 2,000-pound statues with a jump rope while like sitting on the horse's neck, like pulling it.
Woo!
If you do that in any, you can find that clip, Chris, because it always makes me laugh. But if you did that in an official capacity Everyone would be wearing a hard hat, a reflective vest. They would set up a perimeter with tape. They would have a crane and 2 safety whatevers.
An officer observing.
They would move at a snail's pace with safety in mind versus just screaming mob, pulling stuff down on top of themselves. Like
A very Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, but no thoughts.
Okay.
Is it wrong that you guys let a murderer off?
Shrug.
Who are the judges and juries anyway? You!
I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever asked me if something's right or wrong, and I went, I mean, you could say to me, you like flour tortillas or corn tortillas? You like regular iced tea or passion fruit iced tea? I've never go,
Any port and storm.
You'll have a take.
Yeah, I'll have a take. It'll be a hot one. All right. Well, let's see. We got Rotten Tomatoes. We got that Pelosi clip, which makes me laugh to this day. And here it is. The reason this is crazy is she's like, someone's like, is it okay to tear down statues like as a mob? And she's like, I'm not that nostalgic. Like, okay.
There's your answer.
You don't collect your grandmother's earrings. Neither do I. But the question was, is it okay for a mob? And then, by the way, in the people are going to do what people are going to do realm, what if I just smoked on the beach? Would that be cool?
Oh, God,
Let's
no.
find out.
Or I chose not to wear a mask outdoors or indoors.
Good
Can
luck
I
to
just
ya.
do what I want to do? This is awesome.
Well, I'm not a big, I don't even have my grandmother's earrings. I'm not a big, let's see what we have in terms of monuments in this. If the community doesn't want the statue there, the statue shouldn't be there.
Respectfully, shouldn't that be done by a commission or the city council, not a mob in the middle of the night throwing it into the harbor?
People will do what they do.
There you go.
Wow.
That's leadership,
Very
people.
laissez-faire.
That's leadership. That's what you want.
Wow.
Do you want to burn down a Walmart?
People are gonna do.
I'm not a big fan of Walmart. Look, that's leadership.
I'm a Target gal.
Jesus
I don't
fucking
love
Christ.
Walmart.
All right. We'll take a break. People are going to do what they're going to do. By the way, I don't have my grandmother's earrings. Oh, yeah, because we're thinking about building a 70-foot monument to Nana's earrings.
Odd.
All right. Play the Rotten Tomatoes game. We'll do that right after this.
All right, well, aloha, Kaku. Now that Gina has returned from her trip to Hawaii,
Hawaii.
we wanted to give her a reminder of everything she left behind with movies taking place in the Aloha State.
I just got the snorkel report, by the way.
Oh, good.
Elekwa. Yeah, I'm gonna butcher the Hawaiian language for a long time today. Starting off with this one, after a struggling musician gets dumped by his network TV star girlfriend, this Hauli tries to get over it by taking a trip to Hawaii. Unfortunately, his ex and her new rock god boyfriend had the same idea, starring Jason Segel, Kristen Bell, and Russell Brand from 2008. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
It's a really funny movie.
Yeah. Isn't Mila Kunis in this?
No thoughts. Just shrug. No, it was a fun movie.
Yeah, fun, funny, Russell Brand. Everyone was great in this movie.
Mila
Weird
Kunis is in this, yeah.
puppetry, weird penis stuff at the end. Like it was, but
Hank
it was
Azaria
fun.
was great.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
was great. This is a funny movie that executed what it set out to do, but yet not good enough for many reviewers, which always drives me nuts.
But but like Knocked Up and 40-Year-Old Virgin are beloved. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's coming from nowhere.
Yeah, John Apatow was riding pretty high at this point.
Yeah.
It's good. No, I'm saying, this could be 84%, but again, it still makes me angry at the 16% that said it wasn't a C.
You're right.
And I never really get that part, but okay. Although it is interesting that you're almost dooming yourself for some form of failure or a lower grade, because everyone always makes the announcement where they go, I think I like Carrot Top, and then the other guy likes Seinfeld, and the other guy is a big Mort Saul fan or something like that. And then they go, not my type of humor. Everyone's got their type of humor. Everybody has their different types of humor. So, well, if you do a comedy, it stands to reason that you're basically here's an analogy. Nobody does that with the horror genre. No one goes like, I mean, there's weird slasher porn, stuff. But for the most part,
You like being scared.
everyone just likes being scared. You pick your Shinings or your horror movies or whatever, and everyone's like universally, yes. So but then with comedy, everyone proudly announces, not my kind of comedy.
Sure. Yeah.
I liked Mary Tyler Moore. I do not like South Park. Well, they're both funny, but it's not your kind of whatever. So the analogy is when you do a horror movie or a thriller or an action movie, it's like a Golden Corral or a Hometown Buffet. It's just there. It's something for
Everyone knows
everyone.
what it is.
Comedy's like going, I'm opening a Thai food place. But it doesn't matter how good it is. De facto, there's a percentage of people that go, I don't really like Thai food. My thing is then you don't get a vote.
Right.
But this is what they do. They go, I guess some people thought it was funny. Not my, they go, I don't like raunchy humor or something.
I don't like slapstick.
Yeah, whatever. All right. So this. You guys locked in?
I am.
I never go with odd numbers, but shit. They had to like it. 85.
Yeah, I played this game long enough to know that when Adam Carolla throws out a number, you go with that number. 84.
I knew you were going to say that. I still got a little gun shy, 78.
Well, forgetting Sarah Marshall is certified fresh at 83%.
Wow.
Yeah, my 84. Not bad. People at 76. What?
Interesting.
What's up? This was a delightful, funny romp.
But I think, like Brian said, Judd can do no wrong, especially then.
But why the people at 76? That's low. Normally the comedies are higher with the audience.
But I think what I'm saying is not only is it funny, but it's fashionable to be in his camp at this time.
Yeah, but what about the audience?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
I mean, they don't care what's fashionable.
A lonely girl from Hawaii adopts a small, ugly dog who turns out to be the galaxy's most wanted extraterrestrial.
Tia Carrere's in this.
Will she be able to teach this alien the true meaning of Ohana?
Family.
Starring Tia Carrere, Kevin McDonald, and Ving Rhames. From 2002, Lilo and Stitch. Lilo.
I actually I've never seen it.
I gotta pull out the DVD again. Rewatch it.
Lilo is so cute.
Tessa loves this.
Of course she does.
This is a great movie,
It's
right?
really good, yeah. It's a little weird, you know what I mean? It's got sort of an Iron Giant kind of mid-century. It's set in modern times, but it's got a kind of a G-Man government alien thing going on.
Geez, imagine if you're a child born today, this endless library of A-list entertainment that you can watch with the snap of your fingers.
Disney Plus has changed our lives.
Oh my God. Remember in our childhood, the commercials for Cinderella, get it now before it goes back in the vault.
Back in
the vault.
$50 for the VHS clamshell.
Yes.
I had nothing. We had the black and white Zenith, 13-incher, and the Grinch would come on once a year, and Rudolph would come on once a year. And then, but the library were movies from the 50s. We now return to Doris Day and Hannah Shigula and Murder, Murder, Murder. Like black and white, from 1951, like unwatchable for an 8-year-old. But that's all we had. We were watching Westerns from the 50s where the shit, that was the library. There was no past. There wasn't, we had Fantasia and Snow White, but no way to access it. There was a commercial. So what we had is the commercials. It was like, there's a commercial, Chris, you can look for. I think it was the Remington electric razor where a claymated Santa Claus would jump on it and slide down a fake snow hill.
How fun.
Basically what happens, it's like when a guy's in solitary confinement and he makes friends with a cockroach. and he sees it every day and he feeds it a little bit of his gruel.
Sure.
You know, that it's not that he liked the cockroach,
No.
it's that he was trapped.
Yeah.
He was
all he
confined.
had.
Yeah, it was Wilson.
He made a bird or volleyball
Yeah.
his best friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's all we had. There
Right.
wasn't anything else to do. I didn't read. We didn't. Our family didn't talk or get out the acoustic guitar and gather around.
Little hootenanny.
We had what commercials is this?
Norelco.
Norelco from like 1969 or something. They would play it during the holidays. This was considered prime entertainment for me.
It's the season for holiday
Santa's
giving,
on a
and
razor.
Norelco has the quality gifts to give. Give him a blade close shave, or put a shine on his shoes. Give her sleek new ways to stay beautiful, or a bright new way to start the day.
Oh, this is later.
It's the family of products.
Steamer, travel iron, cordless hand vac, or the ultimate in ironing.
This is into the 80s
This
now.
is futuristic.
Yeah, but the point is Santa, you can find a first-gen one. It was clumsy claymation
Yeah.
of a
Stop,
Santa
start.
just sitting on a Norelco razor, and I was like, well, this is my friend the cockroach.
This is as good as it
This
gets.
is what we got. All right, so Lilo.
I really don't know. I've never seen it. But was this Disney?
Oh, this is it. Yeah,
I think it's from 71.
71. This is all I had. By the way, it's not like my dad looked like the lead singer from Boston. He could not. First off, had a beard. Secondly, couldn't afford an electric razor. So I would just watch these commercials and go, "Look at that thing."
Is that a birth control
It
pill?
looks like it.
It's so. Oh, Noelco. That's funny. It's so hard for me to wrap my head around that looking new to anybody. That
Yes.
looks so clunky.
I know. Those horrible times, the 70s. All right. They love this one. Did we figure out this was Disney?
It is.
All right. Good message. Lead. It's
cute. It's fun.
Female, couple of females, girl power.
Oh, the parents are out of the picture. The older sister is raising the younger sister.
We in?
Yeah.
91.
Ooh, I went a little lower. This movie's a little weird. I wonder if it turns people off. 82.
85.
Lilo and Stitch is certified fresh at 87%.
Oh, he did that.
Boy, we got a game.
After beginning a new job in Hawaii at a massive electronic surveillance center, an intelligence consultant learns that they're collecting private data from everyday American citizens. He knows it's his personal kuleana to leak this information, becoming a traitor to some and an akua to others. Starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Shailene Woodley, and Nicolas Cage. From 2016, Snowden.
Is this Oliver Stone?
I don't.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I did not see
I
this.
didn't see it either.
I
It's a
did
bad
see
time.
this. I
Really?
think it was on HBO, like in the last year or two.
That's the only one who's seen it. What did you think?
Fine. I mean, it's I assume accurate, but you know, he's a perfectly serviceable actor. I don't remember it. It didn't stick with me. Like you would say, has anyone told you have to see Snowden?
No, it kind of came and went without much fanfare, which is a bad sign. Like this
Yeah.
movie should have done something.
Right. And what month was it released in?
Couldn't tell you.
Does Oliver Stone have one big comeback film left in him?
Sure. Guy's a great director. He has been a great director.
I know, but he's 73 now and has
You know
not
what?
done anything that we've liked in a while.
That's interesting you would say that because I think about guys like Robert Zemeckis or like Barry Levinson, like legendary directors who've had great movies. I don't throw Oliver Stone in there. Some guys just lose their fastball. And then there's Martin Scorsese who just churns out above average to great movies.
Well, that's why I posed the question. And then also has Oliver Stone's politics kind of polluted him too much, where it's like he doesn't want to make the next whatever film. He's telling a story, you know what I mean? Like he's got an angle. It's a
Right.
sort of political angle. It's kind of I hate this country angle, and he's got to figure something out. And people are like, just do the Doors,
Yeah.
Right.
right?
Just
Yeah.
do Platoon.
Is he 73, 74? I got to tell you, I had a surreal. Tia Carrera called me after the show yesterday.
Oh, nothing.
And I was driving down PCH and I got the big screen thing in the dash of the car and the phone started ringing and it's just a Tia Carrera in big letters on there. And I was just staring at it. And I was 23 years old on a construction site. Saw Wayne's World the weekend before, and I was just staring at Tia Carrera, and I was like, where are we?
Yeah.
What universe are we living in? And I let it ring like 4 times because I just wanted to stare at this thing because in my head, there is still half of me that's on a construction site in Van Nuys in 1996, and I'm just staring at this name.
You should have let it go to voicemail, then you could play it over and over. Hi, Adam, it's Tia.
I don't think I have a voicemail, or I don't know how to listen to it.
He does. It's his old assistant going, hey, you've reached Adam's voicemail. Please do not leave a message.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's what it is.
Tia Carrera.
Okay. Snowden.
All right. Oliver Stone, 76. I'm just saying the clock's ticking. I mean,
You're right.
if there's one more in him. All right. Now, I haven't seen it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, is it?
He's a good actor.
Good actor. Stone is very political now, so whatever. I didn't see it, but I'm guessing whatever looks bad to this country was kind of the direction it took, or I don't know.
And if it means anything, I don't really remember it. I saw it on TV.
And I think a lot of reviewers are kind of down with the cause, so that would give it a little bump. But if it's bad, it's bad.
That's true.
And nobody's ever heard of this thing. I have no idea. Look, the last few films that we've gambled on, there's been about a 7-point range in there. Nothing really below 80, nothing above 95. We've all been kind of in there. This could be in the 30s, or it could be a thing where there's a progressive, reviewers going, this U.S. government or whatever. I'm 75,
Finally,
so
someone's telling the story.
Don't know.
You got
All
me
right.
scrambled.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
53.
48.
69.
Yeah.
Snowden is fresh
Really?
at 61.
Oh, thank God.
And the people had it at 70, so who knows?
Damn.
All right. Man, it's a tight game here.
We've all been on forgettable dates, but none so much as this veterinarian who falls for a woman in Hawaii with severe short-term memory loss. How can he pursue a Polina with someone who constantly forgets who he is? Starring Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, and Rob Schneider from 2004, 50 First Dates.
Never saw it, but isn't this a great example of this movie could have been made anywhere, but why not in Hawaii?
Yeah, Sandler figured it out. He wanted
Smart.
to take his family on vacation, blah, blah, blah. God bless him.
Never saw it.
We were very close to just doing an all Adam Sandler in Hawaii.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely goes there
So
a
what
lot.
year was this? Do we know? Sorry. Anyone?
15 years ago now? What year?
The year was 2004.
Okay.
So we're
Been a while.
well into the Adam Sandler.
Canon.
Now, here's the thing. I have seen this film, maybe not soup to nuts, but I've seen the middle like 5 times. There's nothing wrong with this film. It's very sweet.
It's lovely.
It's lovely. Drew Barrymore is at her sort of aw shucks hot best, and Adam is great.
Sean Astin is like her big brother who, remember, he's always pumping weights and
Yeah.
telling Sandler to stay away.
How in 2006 or whatever? How do people feel about making fun of amnesia?
Oh, I don't think it
Is that a
matters.
thing?
I don't think that's a part
Okay,
here.
okay.
I think it's simply if you are a reviewer worth your salt, you're going to have a hard time giving a thumbs up to an Adam Sandler movie.
Right.
That's the
rom-com.
thing. If this thing starred Jason Schwartz instead of Adam Sandler, didn't have Adam Sandler's any name near it, it would be 73 because it'd be a nice rom-com,
Right.
feel-good rom-com or whatever. But that cannot be.
Right.
You know what I mean? If somebody that they kind of liked was in that role
Yeah.
and didn't carry the baggage.
Which is so funny because now between Uncut Gems and Hustler, like,
Oh, he's like a respected actor.
Right.
it's awesome.
I know. He's
Hustler's so fucking good.
He's great.
Hustle, thank you.
He's great. All right. So you go, all right, this is a nice little film, but
it even
it's
fresh?
It's gonna take a shot here.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm going with the last one. Just fresh at 61.
One low, 44.
52.
Ooh. 50 First Dates is rotten. at 45%.
Okay. What did you say?
44.
Oh.
Brian needed that one.
I did.
Now I feel like we're all locked up here pretty much.
When a scheming con artist shows up at the home of a beloved TV ohana, his deception leads to an antic-filled excursion to Hawaii. After the imposter steals a prized family possession, starring Shelley Long, Gary Cole, and Tim Matheson from 1996, a very Brady sequel.
Oh my God. I loved the first Brady movie. I thought it was super funny.
I had no idea where this was going.
Yeah, Gary Cole should have tipped us off.
Yeah, I
He was
had
the
no
bad
idea
guy.
where this is going either.
But did you guys see the first one?
Yeah.
Very tongue-in-cheek, very funny.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah.
Fun. All right. Is
boy.
this the last one?
This is it.
Oh, boy.
Shit.
All right, this is a tight game right here. I feel like Gina's got a little lead, but it
possible.
is very tight. I don't think there's more than 8 or 9 points that separates first from last in this game so far. All right.
Oh,
now,
yeah, Gary Cole was the
dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Who was the bad guy? I can't remember. Was it?
it was
Rob Lowe
it was
or
McKeon in the first one. Michael McKeon.
It was. But who ate the mushrooms and tripped? I feel like that
Wasn't
was-
Chris will look it up. Was Michael McKeon in the first one from Spinal Tap and
Yeah, he was.
I don't know why
I
to
don't
go with
remember
this.
him in that.
he was the bad guy in the first
Oh.
one. All right.
Okay.
All right. These are fun and they're campy and they're not really meant to be judged harshly, but they're not good.
And it's a sequel.
And it's a sequel.
Shit. I don't know.
You guys in?
No,
Sure.
1 second.
This is tough. This is all.
Shot in the dark here.
Yeah, me too.
All right. I went 29.
23.
I thought I was going low.
Oh, no.
51.
Holy shit.
A very Brady sequel
Please.
is
Oh,
rotten.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
fine.
rotten.
Fine.
At 56%.
Oh, no. And the people, the audience at 35. Oh,
Gina may have snatched
Gina
that one.
stole it.
Oh, let it wash over me.
She stole that one.
Gina Grad, congratulations. You made the podium.
Thank you.
Wow. Never underestimate with the critics the kind of camp value because
Yeah.
the audience was like 35.
Yeah,
Like
not into
not
it.
good. But the critics, they got the camp out of this. Sorry.
Adam Carolla coming in with a score of 57. Strong score
wow.
today. Let's see how it held up against the other two. Bald Brian, take a step forward, please.
Here we go.
You are safe with a score of 53, besting Adam by 4 points. You will come back tomorrow. We'll see what what
right,
America
great.
has to
Yeah.
say.
Nice.
Leaving us Gina Grad.
Yeah.
Everyone was against you from the beginning.
They always
That's
are.
true.
The crowd was heckling.
Yeah.
In fact, I believe I heard someone yell, "You don't belong in this game."
I've heard that.
I heard that from the crowd.
I would be surprised.
Today,
Yeah.
they were correct
What?
about other things that we won't get into. But they were wrong about that because you won the game with a score of 27.
Whoa!
That's a good score.
Oh,
Yeah.
give me that toilet paper trophy. That felt good.
We must have all been hanging around before that
Yeah.
thing in the sort of at 23 to 20. We must have all been like 23, 24, 25 before that fucking debacle.
Awesome.
Chris will figure it out.
But in round 4, Adam was at 30, Brian was at 20, and Gina was at 22.
Wow.
Yeah, we're all.
Snatch defeat.
All right. Let me tell you about my good friend, Jordan Harbinger. All right. Well, our guests are waiting. Sophie Santos and Brendan Fitzgibbons going to come in. Hammered Heroes. Talk about all about the sports heroes and incredible games and outings when they were high, beaked up, drunk, and everything else. And we'll do that right after this. Sophie Santos and Brendan Fitzgibbons are with us. Hammered Heroes. It's the podcast. And wherever you find finer podcasts is where you can listen to this. It's I Love Sports. But before we get into your podcast, why do they give out the score before the highlight on SportsCenter? Or whether it's a crawl or whether the guy just shouts it out. Why? Is there? You guys know sports. Any logical
Are you saying
reason?
that we have an in with Scott Van Pelt?
I'm saying you have a mind meld and he may not even know it.
It's a spoiler alert that no one wants. It's not cool, man. No.
Just no, but no logical reason.
I think it's like a tease. You know, they're like, trust me, come, we'll lure you in, but it just totally shoots the whole thing.
It's the opposite of a tease.
No, it's actually giving you everything right there up in front. So
It's giving you an excuse to change the channel, which I wouldn't. No game show works out that way. Like, you know,
Before we get going,
they don't do
Gina won.
Jeopardy. Like, yeah.
we saw that.
Here's the winner.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
that was great.
It's very,
Good win.
very exciting.
Thank
Yeah.
So Hammered Heroes, we got Yankees pitcher David Wells as some of the subjects. Charles Barkley, that one I didn't know.
Yeah, so basically Charles Barkley, Sir Charles, who's like America's sweetheart, as we
Yes,
all know. We
love
love
him.
him so much. He thought he was being traded. So he was playing for the Philadelphia
76ers.
Yeah, 76ers, and he thought so his agent called him, was like, "Hey man, I think I'm going to be able to get you to the Lakers, and I think it's going to go through in like a couple of hours." So Charles assumes this, goes out day drinking with his boys,
Gets hammered.
gets absolutely hammered. An hour later, agent calls and is like, sorry, man, didn't go through, and you have a game tonight.
Wow.
So he's like, he goes on Conan, he talks about this, and he says like, I don't remember that game, but it turns out he scored like a double-double.
He played 48 minutes.
Blackout drunk.
That wasted. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Just sweating Tito's.
Yeah.
If I was a DUI attorney, I would show that footage in the courtroom. I'd go, they say he's too impaired to drive an automatic automobile 4 miles from his home to the bar.
As he's dunking.
This is a round mound of rebound here. He blew a 1.4 before he hit the court. Look at it. You just saw him drain a 3.
You can drive. It's fine.
Now, what is more difficult, Your Honor? Playing in the NBA or operating a Ford Taurus? Yeah, also, I'm interested, and we can try to figure this out. I love a guy who is so ubiquitous in sports that he has more than one nickname. Yes. Round mound of rebound and Sir Charles Barkley.
Yep.
And I always talk about Thomas the Hitman Hearns, who was the Motor City Cobra, but not dangerous enough. A cobra that hails from Detroit does not put enough fear. He must fucking kill you with his fist now. Now he's the Hitman. Like, there are a couple of guys.
Babe Ruth, the Bambino, selling the SWAT.
Right?
That's right. There's a couple of guys, rarefied air, who have earned 2 nicknames.
Shaq, I think, too, has a bunch. Diesel.
Right. No, he gave this to himself.
Okay.
Oh, so you don't count it if you give.
Are you not counting his rap career? Is that what's going on?
Kazam? What about Kazam?
Yeah,
Kazam.
Or his movie career.
My husband used to do all the sound for the Charlotte Hornets. And every time Shaq, when Shaq was playing, every time he would like either airball or it would not work out for him, my husband would push the button and would just go, "I am Kazam," and everybody would laugh, and Shaq would get fucking furious.
Well, he's so sensitive.
He's so sensitive.
Every time you can't say anything, and the only thing he always comes back with is like, "Well, does it matter? Because I have 4 championship rings. I have 4 championship rings."
Yeah.
Shaq has over 15. According to Chris in the computer,
Self-appointed.
But it says Babe Ruth has 15.
You got to know off the top of your head. If you don't know the nickname, that's not a nickname.
All right, biggest cop out nickname. Anyone name? Okay, 2. You got the 2 biggest cop out nicknames. Anyone named Mike who just goes Iron Mike in front of it. You had Iron Mike Ditka.
Oh,
fine. He was a fucking bull, and that's how he played, and great. And then 20 years later, Mike Tyson comes along, and like,
I like it.
Iron Mike? It's like, yeah, that's what we got, because his name is Mike. You can't just put Iron in front of any badass that's named Mike. That nickname is
spoken
taken,
for.
like LT was taken. That was taken. And the other biggest cop-out in sports is when a guy's a kickboxer and his name is Brad. So, Bad Brad Hinton is coming into the...
No.
Cop-out.
Try harder.
I think it's just all about rhyming. That's why they're doing it. They're like, yeah, let's just make it as easy as possible. Just say Brad.
Well, like with Babe Ruth, did anyone ever call him the behemoth of bust?
No.
I got called that. He didn't. The big Bam, the big fellow.
No, of course not.
No, he didn't have, and also you can't have 15 nicknames where you have no nicknames. You know what I mean? You have two's the max.
You really made it. Frank Sinatra, well, Blue Eyes, chairman of the board.
Outside of the sports world,
right.
yeah.
But he's that level of great. You know what I mean? Like,
But also a hammered hero.
Yes,
True.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Well
be on the
said.
lookout for that.
Ted Williams was the splendid splinter, and the Kid. Oh, the Kid is kind of a cop out too.
Wait, there's a bunch
Right.
of the kids though, right?
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr.
And then also, I mean, well, Kid Rock, that's his name, but it's like, come on.
Who was the guy? Was it Doc Ellison? Who's the
Doc Ellis.
Doc
Oh,
Ellis.
Doc Ellis. Who's the guy who did the shrooms or LSD?
LSD, yeah.
LSD. He was on a bunch of stuff. He pitched a perfect game, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Or no hitter. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
And he was on LSD, and I think he was also wasted.
A bunch of pills.
Yeah, a bunch of pills, and
Yeah.
he was wasted. Yeah, for sure.
Do you guys cover like great performances by Anna Nicole Smith at the Teen Choice Awards? Just being able to physically walk to the dais.
Yeah, we're gonna switch over to just sports awards and awards soon. I think. Yeah, other performances.
Diversify.
Yeah, we got to do best performances for sure.
Yeah.
So in
Quint from Jaws. He was
Oh,
drunk.
yeah.
He was drunk. The story goes he was drunk during that scene. Apologized to Spielberg the next day. Said, "Can I please do it again?" And that's the one we see.
Am I making this up, or did we have a similar story with Marlon Brando?
Oh, I think he was always drunk.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's pretty.
Sophie and I are hammered right now. So
Sweet.
yeah, so that was Quint was
Scheider.
Robert.
No.
No,
Robert
Robert
Shaw.
Shaw.
Right,
Robert
yeah,
Shaw,
yeah.
and that was the scene at night when they were
The
telling war
Indianapolis,
stories
yeah.
about in the Indianapolis.
And
Yeah,
Martin
yeah.
Sheen was famously drunk during the Apocalypse Now.
Right.
When,
Oh, really?
when he broke the mirror.
Wow.
That was not scripted.
He also had like a heart attack during
Yes,
the
he
filming
did.
of
Yes,
that
he did.
Oh my god.
as
Jesus.
well. I
He was like 35.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What are you doing? What are you doing to get a heart
Too
attack
much
at 35?
Vietnam. Yeah.
I the thing that's well, first off, who has a heart attack in their 30s and is around now?
Yeah.
You know, who had a heart attack
Good
in
point.
1978?
Really good point.
Live to tell the tale.
Now, he's chained himself to a bulldozer in Malibu because they want to tear down the old theater. I mean,
He's
now,
in fucking Laos.
yes, it's crazy. What were you guys into sports, or how much into sports before this?
Let's make a quick buck.
Sheen was 36 when he had the heart attack.
Oh my god.
That's
And he's
that's actually impressive.
87 now. I mean,
He's the 80s, probably.
Okay.
I'll tell you who you want to see. Martin Sheen's doctor, like his cardiologist.
He's the real hammered hero.
That's right.
Right, sorry.
So sports.
So sports, yes, we love sports. We kind of just realized that our friendship was just sending each other inside guys clips left and right.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, maybe we should like do something about this and like actually talk about it. And then we just were like, there's so many.
There's all these like
Athletes.
stories that are like you hear, rumors that we wanted to hear about. Like there's one that we want to cover where Larry Bird just like ate a shit ton of birthday cake. Like they had like a birthday cake contest. And like these are the kind of things like I want to cover that, everyone like talks about at bars that I always found so fascinating. So yeah, we're like, well, let's just make it into a podcast.
And so we could like talk about these athletes because there's a lot of athletes that had these incredible performances when they were drunk, on drugs, hungover. And there's just so many. And we were doing a list, and when we were talking to Podcast One, they were like, well, how many stories do you have? And we were like, we think there's a lot. And it turned out there was like 70 plus, and they just keep coming, especially with topical stories.
Sure.
Turns out it was all of baseball in the 80s.
I was going to say, where do you draw the line? Because guys doing like greenies and like amphetamines and
Exactly.
shit. But that was kind of supposedly helping them, right?
Right. No, like literally the 80s. Bill Spaceman Lee, we covered, was a pitcher for the Red Sox who was eating pot on pancakes.
Yeah.
And-
Organic buckwheat pancakes.
buckwheat pancakes.
Health conscious.
Oh, he's still around.
Yeah, he ran for office. Like, yeah, he's a wild man.
Oh yeah, he's fun.
He's kind of Yul Gibbons meets Bernie Sanders,
Yes.
like super crunchy, naturey, whatever,
Right.
spacey guy.
Yeah.
And he was too. Oh, sorry.
No, please.
Oh, he was just too granola for baseball too. He kind of got pushed out because he was a little too too Vermont-esque.
That's a good
Baseball's
adjective.
like tobacco, not granola.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's kind of who they are. Although it's changed a lot. I mean, it's so diverse now. I mean, who just won? Houston.
Yes.
If you take a look at their starting 9 lineup, 3 white guys in the mix. I mean, baseball used to kind of just be like hockey. It's just like white guys from Canada and Russia, and now it's Dominican and it's pretty.
It's inclusive.
Really diverse now.
Yeah, it is.
Which is neither good nor bad
Adam
because
hates
everyone just wants to win, and that's fine. There was a weird thing with hockey where they interviewed whoever the chairman was, NHL or president, and he was like, "We want to get more men and women of color in here," but he was kind of talking about on the ice. But now I'm confused with the women part because it's. Never seen a woman playing, but maybe he's talking about trans dudes.
He's not talking about front office.
It was kind of weird. It's hard to parse everything out these days.
We love hockey because it's like the only sport where they just let you fight, and it's just cool. You know, they're like, yeah, we should just pause and just watch and beat the shit out of each other. It's great.
It gets super chippy. Although there's a lot of women that play hockey, which is super cool. And I didn't realize this because I played tackle football growing up in Alabama.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Oh, you played?
In middle school, yeah.
Did you play on a boys team
yeah,
or
I was the only girl in the
team?
whole league. Yeah, I mean, it's Alabama. They didn't know what was going on when I walked in there. They're like, here for cheerleading? And I was like, I looked at me too. I was like, super stout.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, they do have, USA has a women's hockey team and the women play good hockey, but I don't know if this guy was talking about having some of those women. They used to do it in the NBA every X amount of years. There'd be like one female. It was like trying out for a team or something.
Yeah, in baseball they're trying to do that too because there's no baseball. There's softball, but there's this like great organization that's trying to get more women into baseball because it is such a it's different, right? And they're saying women can play baseball too. So yeah, I don't know like what that was about.
Yeah, if there was anything that would be a good co-ed team, it would be baseball. It's like everyone's playing on their own. It's not like you're tackling people and shit.
Yeah, it's not like a weight differentiating situation.
You're running, you're hitting, you're catching.
Plus, everyone's so bored. Let's just be honest.
Just
like,
spice it
can
up.
we just start having sex or something to make this fun?
Well, also, there is an element. I always thought, everyone is world class, and so when a towering fly ball's hit to center field, you go, that's an out.
Cat a corner.
Yes.
But if you're playing the company softball game and you have the hot receptionist in right field and someone hits one there, there's no foregone conclusion that that's an out. I like a little of that element in baseball. So, Sophie, you played tackle peewee football?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Last year.
Yeah, it was last year. It was last year. 12. I was like 11, 12. Yeah.
Do you remember what
in both Kansas City and Alabama?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Where
traded?
in Kansas City? I'm in Kansas City.
What'd you say?
You got traded.
I got traded.
You got put on the waivers.
I got traded. They're like,
What school in Kansas City?
I was over at Roseland Elementary.
Really?
Do you know Roseland?
Of course. I went to Indian Woods.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
hello.
that's
Shawnee
crazy.
Mission North would have been my high school.
South.
Okay.
Yeah. As you were saying, okay,
Okay, cool.
football.
Yeah, military. So my dad was in the military. So we moved around a lot.
You try out, you show up.
I show up. I begged my parents for like 3 years straight. They
all
were
right.
like, I want to play
Let's
football.
see if we can guess positions.
I know.
Just you and Brian. I got nothing.
Yeah, I want you to because I don't know if you're good. You might get it.
I find the default position for the odd man out, in this case, a woman out. But
Sure.
sometimes it's the blind kid or the guy's got one arm. Nose tackle. They just say, just get in front of the center and just fire out.
Yeah, I was a tackle.
Wow.
I was a tackle, but I played offense and defense. So
Guard.
defensive end.
Oh,
Defensive end.
Yeah.
Did you play? Did you start?
So my first year, I was trash because I didn't understand I was just obsessed with the sport. Like I just was like such a fan, and there's a difference between being a fan and an athlete.
And sorry, you're 12, 13?
Yeah, 11, 12.
Oh, 11, 12.
Yeah,
no,
it's
that's
like
fine.
that year.
Because it doesn't, the hormones don't kick in for the dudes. They literally, I had friends at age 14 and a half to 15 to 16 start to turn into the werewolf, like literally bursting out of their clothes, veins coming out of their arms, dick got super wide. I mean, like,
Wait, what?
Can you explain that for a second? What does that mean?
That puberty, man, when that puberty hits a dude, I had my two best friends hit puberty like they were on steroids. Like just for some guys, it's not much of a transition. You know, the voice gets a little lower or whatever. They get a little hair on their legs. Some guys, they physically. The one friend, I used to throw him around like a rag doll. We'd wrestle, be 11, 12 years old. I'd just whip him, throw him around. Not when he turned 15. When he turned 15, he started kicking the shit out of me. Like it kicks in. But if you're going to play at 11, 12, there's not much advantage with the guys.
In Kansas City, it was a great starter league because yes, that's true. But then when I got to Alabama, even though they were still 12, you're dealing with Bama boys and they're built like shit, shit houses. Like it's like there was this guy my dad named the Mountain. And I didn't start in Kansas City, but then I ended up starting in Alabama, which was really cool to be like, oh wow, I'm like starting.
It's amazing.
On a team at, in the, because we were in North Alabama, which is like absolutely insane. And I also love them reliving my middle school glory days right now. But this guy, the Mountain, he was enormous. I mean, absolutely huge. And my dad said, all right, kiddo, I know I always tell you to just man off, square up with them. But when you see that guy, run.
Right. Did you? So you guys didn't have to make weight or any of that stuff. It was just an age thing?
We did have to make weight. And I was a little pudgy, and the coach wanted me to lose weight so I would be safer and be on the low weight team. And I was like, absolutely not going to happen. I love Burger King, so no, I was in the, what do you call it, high weight class or whatever.
Yeah. It's always weird because for me, I wish that we had tackle football in grade school and junior high. We did not. We had Pop Warner football. So you had to play Pee Wee football. You had to play outside of school. And then when you got to high school, you played for the high school team. Yeah. But when you played from 7 to 14 or 15, that was Pee Wee football, which had its weight categories and stuff like that too. But everybody I talked to from around the country played for their junior high tackle football team, which they do not have in California, which sucks because it was the only thing I was good at when I was 12, and I could have got a little love if I was playing with the school team, but I would just go play on Saturdays and then show up Monday.
What did you play? What was your position?
I played in Pop Warner. I started off as a tackle because I was bigger than the other kids, and then at some point, I went to linebacker and guard. You always played both ways. Yeah. And then I was a long snapper, too.
Oh.
Yeah, the crucial long snapper.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met a long snapper.
Well,
you have now.
Do you want to go out to the parking lot?
Do your instincts ever kick in when you're hanging out and just start throwing things through your legs? Or you're like, fuck it?
Yeah, once in a while when I'm unpacking a grocery bag and not a canned ham, but one in the shrink wrap comes up, I'll fire it back to the fridge. No, all it does when I all being a former long snapper does, and also I would go in when we ran out of the shotgun. I'd just swap it out with the center who couldn't do the shotgun snap. And all it does to me is make me super angry when I watch NFL games and the guy's in shotgun and he snaps it down to his shins.
Yeah.
And you see the quarterback like bend down and like take his eye off the field on the timing route or whatever. I'm like, you guys, you're in the NFL.
Right.
You make $4 million a year. You can't put the ball into the guy's sternum. He has to go dig it off the turf. Like, why can't you perfect this motion? Although it is kind of interesting now that everyone runs shotgun and everyone's been running shotgun for a decade. The snaps are better now because now these guys were doing it in high school and in college, and they've got it down
Outside of short yardage situations, it's rare to see the quarterback under center.
Right.
Like everyone's in shotgun these days.
You ever watch like highlights of a game 30 years ago? They're like, they passed once.
Right.
It's insane.
Joe Namath went 8 for 17.
Yeah. He was drunk probably half the time. Speaking of him.
And it was also
Absolutely.
it was also crazy because they go under center, and you'd see I don't know, Gary Hogaboom.
You know,
I don't know.
You know that guy.
Trying to. You'd have.
Got
Let's
his
see.
jersey, yeah.
What years did Gary Hogaboom
that's not a real name.
play in the NFL? You'd see Dan Fouts.
Yeah.
And Dan Fouts would like get under center, and it'd be like 3rd and 11, and he'd get under center, and they'd snap the ball, and Dan Fouts wasn't very fleet of foot, and he'd backpedal awkwardly, stop, and Lawrence Taylor would be standing there because Lawrence Taylor's moving forward and he's coming off the edge and he'll meet you 7 yards deep.
It took him way too long to figure out that the quarterback backpedaling is not a good race with the Lawrence Taylor.
Also, when Lawrence Taylor's on cocaine is also
right.
terrifying.
Especially how they used to do it because they used to backpedal squared up, like just both feet waddling backward. Then he says like, "Oh, Lawrence Taylor's here. What was he here
He's
for?"
in a dead sprint straight ahead.
He's here to break your arm and end your career. That's what happened with Theismann. I mean, it's crazy.
1980 to 1990, 11 years.
Wait, that's a real person?
Gary Hogaboom. You guys do a sports podcast and you're not well versed in Gary Hogaboom?
Apparently, he's a real estate developer now.
Yes.
He looks like a real estate developer.
Yeah, that makes
he
tons
does.
of sense.
Or a country music star.
Oh, sure.
Like,
I mean, if
kind
you
of like clean cut.
if you're from 1980 to 1990, you're 11 years in the league, right? Because
That's a long time. Wait, what was his position again?
Quarterback.
Oh yeah, okay. So,
right. Oh, there we go.
all right.
Played for the Cowboys.
That's a nice little poster.
Yeah. Hogaboom. Come on.
Great name. You don't need a nickname with that
Oh,
name.
but Gary the Fairy came through. I could imagine his agent. You sprinkle pixie dust on that ball. No, Fairy has another meeting, Bert. You don't want to go there. Not in the locker room. Gary Hogaboom. His name comes up on the show a lot.
Sure. You must have thoughts about or stories about Lenny Dykstra.
Oh.
Lenny Dykstra.
Yeah, baseball player.
Yeah.
What about him? Tobacco?
What? I think
insane.
He's insane now.
But
Okay.
I thought Coke was his.
Oh yeah,
his best friend.
80s baseball player, I'm sure.
Right.
So
Yeah.
here's a story about Tim Raines. You guys remember him?
Rock Raines.
So Tim Raines came out recently, admitted the reason why he was sliding headfirst all of the time is because he had a vial of cocaine in his back pocket.
What?
Wow.
And he didn't want to break
And
that.
he didn't want to break it.
And he
Yeah,
did not want
literally.
to break his vial, and he's open
Literally.
about talking about that. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like
That's how much cocaine was happening.
there
in
was
the
so
80s.
much
That's
cocaine going on.
amazing.
Yeah.
In baseball, hiding it under his cap. One guy hid it under his cap.
One guy hid it under his cap. We just covered Maradona.
This is dope.
This is so. You guys got to watch this video.
Are you guys watching the World Cup?
Sure. In the U.S., yeah.
So Maradona, there's a tweet where he sniffed cocaine on the field after he kicked an all-star kick in 1986 for the Argentinian soccer team. And this guy comes out, and he looks like a cocaine butler. And he just comes out, holds his hand up to Maradona, does the line, and just continues living. It's
And
insane.
nobody has thoughts about it. And he
No
doesn't
one
get
has
in
thoughts.
trouble.
It just came out a couple years ago. It's like an actual video. You can watch it, and yeah, it's like his caddy, but it's like you said, it's like his cocaine butler.
Wow.
This guy comes out in a blue shirt. He's like, "Don't forget your cocaine."
Your celebratory sniff.
Yeah. It's insane.
Is he denying
Here we
it?
go. Here we go. No,
All right,
well,
wait for the guy in the blue
He's
shirt.
unfortunately has passed since, but
It's coming up.
all right. So he's about to hit the.
It's after he hits it. Yeah.
Look at those short
I
shorts.
know.
I
Those
know,
are like
it's
Hooters
incredible.
waitresses.
86?
He's got a
this
nice
is-
little bum, doesn't
I
he?
want to say
yeah.
it's 86. Yeah.
86. This is a all-star game, and it's the penalty kick. So he's about to score this.
Is
Look
he
at those
going to
shorts
yell
getting-
goal and never stop?
No. Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh,
actually,
yes,
yes.
absolutely.
All right,
He's
it's coming.
running, hands up in the air.
Wait for the cocaine butler. It's incredible.
So they're excited. Yay, we did it. This is all normal.
And then blue shirt.
Oh, look at
Boom, and boom.
That's
Wow.
cocaine.
Wow.
Okay.
That's that guy's job.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Which I want to know how he got the job, because
Yeah.
that's like a. I mean, that is. I mean, for Maradona. That's the most prized possession.
The free kick where the net is 22 feet wide, the ball's 18 feet away, and there's a 150-pound guy just standing in the middle, and you just kick it, and it goes in. Yeah. Not that difficult an achievement is what basically, not Coke worthy. Yeah. Maybe a freeze. But not a rail.
The achievement is if you miss it, you get shot by your own country. So that's
high stakes.
Yeah, so that's where the high stakes, I think, come in. Yeah,
true as well. Let's see. Does anyone want the World Cup?
What's the U.S. games?
Yeah, we just advanced to we're going to be facing the Netherlands, so it's over.
Hey, let me complain about U.S. soccer for a while. I was mentioning this on a TV show the other day, which is the number one answer used to be and still is, because I've heard many folks who defend soccer do it, where they go, we're the USA. Why the Netherlands? Come on, it's a miniature country. These little countries, they beat us or they give us a run for our money. We're the USA. And then the number one answer is soccer's new. They've been playing these. They grew up. They spent a whole whatever. I bought that argument in 1989. It's 2022.
It's been some number of years.
Pele was a goddamn sensation in this country in 1976. None of you were born when Pele was an international soccer star and was a star in this country in the 70s. Elton John and Kiki D were top of the charts when Pele was number one. That was 50 years ago. This excuse of it would be like, well, the Germans invented the automobile. How are we supposed to make a car here in the United States? They had a 14-year head start on us. Like, yeah, they did. They did it first. Now it's been 50 years.
Yeah,
let's get our shit together, or stop using the argument. Everyone who started playing soccer somewhere other than here is dead. Stop making that argument. Pele, when did Pele get to the United States? When did he play for the Galaxy? I mean, couldn't have been past 77. Is what I'm saying.
Before my time.
Pele was a superstar, international. He was Beckham before Beckham was.
Yeah.
He was making commercials for American Express. He was in movies with Sylvester Stallone. Victory. Soccer. We had a mainstream soccer movie. No more. We do what? Soccer? No one ever played soccer before 10 minutes. How are we supposed to catch up? No more. It's been 50-something years.
That's a good argument.
That's enough.
No, I think that's very good.
You can now switch to the other argument, which is all the good athletes are playing the real sports. That's viable. The guy
LeBron James is busy.
The guy who runs the 4.340 is not playing soccer. He's a shutdown corner.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill on the Dolphins.
Right.
Yeah.
But imagine if Tyreek Hill.
I was just saying that. I was just saying this. He'd be incredible at soccer.
Could you imagine that guy just at age 7? Yeah, so give me that football, Tyreek. Here's a soccer ball.
Here's a football.
Yeah.
Now, imagine 6 of those guys. How many of those guys are out on the field? 5?
More than 6.
No,
7?
10.
11?
Like
10? On one team?
It's a lot.
Well, look, 50
also
years,
they're
we don't
sprinting.
know. That's my point. Is it 10 guys on one side? 11.
11.
All right. 11 Tyreek Hills with USA jerseys on, running past all the slow guys from the Netherlands.
Just incredible.
Incredible.
Sauce Gardner.
Yes.
Out there just demolishing people.
All right, that's the arguments. No longer this is a new sport for us, or they grew up playing blah, blah, blah.
No, we should. I mean, I don't think for whatever reason we're getting kids involved into in like other sports. So I don't know.
Pickleball's ruining everything.
Pickleball's ruining everything.
Man.
But I'd love to see soccer be a big thing in the U.S. It's so much fun.
If Tyreek Hill was running next to some Swedish guy on that 175-yard long field, he would be 17 stories in front of that guy by the time they got to the other end. I mean, he runs away from world-class cornerbacks in the NFL. He runs away from those guys. And those guys are world-class, world speed kind of guys. The guy from the Netherlands and the shiny shorts, the man bun, oh, forget about it. We'd crush.
They'd be like, who is this? Who is this fast man?
Boom.
Who is this man?
Darting. All right. What were you looking for? Oh, yeah. When did Pele come to the Cosmos? When did Pele come to the United States? International soccer.
75.
75. Enough time.
Some number of years.
Enough time for us to get our shit together.
Yeah,
And by the way, 1975, he was a sensation. Everyone knew about him. Big deal. Pele, soccer. We got it. And that's kind of when they started making the youth soccer and sort of the push in this country. He did a American Express commercial where he took a soccer ball and he bonked it off of one knee and then bonked it off his other knee and then said in broken English, American Express, like don't leave home without it or whatever. And in the pantheon of entertaining commercials, that was top 5 for
Really?
me. Well, there was a soccer ball and it moved and he hit it with
All right,
his
let's
knee.
go. Yeah,
Here
we
we
gotta
go.
watch it.
Is this like 77 or something? Yeah, we don't know. All right.
Você me conhece? Eu sou
That's
conhecido
Pele?
porque eu uso a cabeça no campo de
Okay.
futebol, mas também eu uso a cabeça quando viajo.
Oh, he didn't
Eu
speak
sempre
English.
levo comigo o cartão da American Express. Já usei em mais de 40 países. Ele é
he's
conhecido
slick.
e respeitado em todo o mundo, até nos lugares onde eles falam línguas estranhas, como o inglês.
To apply for a card, call 800.
Pele, one name.
Do your thing.
Here it
Leave
is.
home without it.
Oh, this is so 70s. I love
Do
it.
the end
Oh,
one
that's
more
great.
time. That's what I remember. It's like that was the greatest sports highlight ever. Before SportsCenter, it's like, hey, I got a guy. Here it
The
is.
American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Boom. Yeah.
Nice.
There it is. That's all I
beautiful.
needed.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Do you know what his real name is?
Pele?
Yeah.
No.
Gary.
It has nothing to do with Pele.
Is it just one name? Is he just
It's Edson Arantes do Nascimento.
Pele?
Whoa.
No
Wow.
Pele. He was that was just a random nickname, and it means miracle or wonder.
well?
So there you go.
He was a miracle in Adam's life.
That's right.
This is huge.
And a wonder.
And a wonder.
Yeah.
No, it gave us. So what you would do is you would see that nobody had a soccer ball when I was a kid because we weren't gay. No, nobody had a soccer ball. Though it was considered what the fuck. We had a football and a baseball, but at school they'd have a utility ball, not a soccer ball, just a utility ball, and then you'd have to try the Pele move with the
The knee.
utility ball, the handball. If you bunk, you could get the first one, maybe the second. But if you chased the third one with your head like out of frame, that didn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was trying to replicate the Pele move and then the broken English. Well, Chris went and looked up Ronaldo's top speed,
Oh, yeah.
and it's 21.1 miles an hour.
Fast.
Damn.
Yeah, and that's not even the fast. I just did like a well-known player.
And Tyreek Hill is 21.9.
There you go. With pads.
Yeah.
Is that
Oh, well, that's true with pads. And also
Yeah.
what you guys know, but Gina doesn't, is if you line up to do a 40-yard dash, and obviously the soccer field's 120 yards. What the fuck is a
Sounds about
soccer
right.
field? More than a football field.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you do a 40-yard dash and Tyreek Hill runs a 4.3 and inside linebacker runs a 4.8, when they cross the 40-yard marker, Tyreek Hill will be 11 yards in front of him. Like it's, you go, what's the difference between a 4.3
Right.
and a
That's nothing.
4.7 or 4.4 or 4.7?
Everything. Yeah.
Everything. Tens of feet
Yeah.
between. You do the length of a soccer field, even if it's just the difference between a few tenths, it'll
Shoot you right ahead.
It'll
Yeah.
shoot you right ahead.
Well, I don't know why these these soccer scouts should be coming to the NFL combines.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
that's where you get them.
Yeah.
And in other countries too, they make so much money playing
Oh,
soccer.
my God. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So much money. So I don't know if it's like a financial thing, because I imagine like maybe we don't have the finances with the men compared to, what they would be playing if they were playing,
I think-
NFL or whatever. But
Oh, another nickname we got to do away from. Everyone from Nigeria is not a nightmare. That's all we
I didn't
got.
even know that was a thing.
I
Put
did
that
not
on a
know
bumper
that was
sticker.
Christian
Okoye.
Okoye was the Nigerian nightmare, and he was a soccer player
Oh, that's right.
because he would have never played tackle football in Nigeria. And then this guy comes to the States and goes to
Kansas City.
No, but he showed up first at like UC Irvine or
I
something,
see.
at Cal Poly, something. He came to some school out here and somebody took a look at him and went, give me that soccer ball.
Yeah.
There's a football.
There's a
Just
monster.
hang on to it and run. And he was the Nigerian Nightmare.
It was a monster.
All right, let me tell you about electric e-bikes. Brand new electric XP 3.0 upgrades. Their award-winning 2.0 design to handle tougher terrain and longer trips. I ride mine all the time. My son rides his every single night. Every night it goes out for a spin around the neighborhood. Right now, for a limited time, you can save up to $250 on their holiday bundle with the purchase of any 3.0 light or premium electric e-bike, plus 0% interest for 6 months. Only available now through December 31st. I take this thing with my son. Every Sunday we go to watch football over at the warehouse. We take the electric e-bikes and I time it. 10 minutes straight up from the house to where we watch football, which is the exact same time it takes to drive it because car goes a little faster, but it's a lot of stop and go. Cover up to 45 miles on a charge, reach up to 28 miles per hour. This thing is the real deal. Shows up fully assembled, 7-speed gearing, 5 levels of pedal assist. It's electric e-bikes, right, Dawson?
Start your next adventure with electric XP 3.0 today. Order now and save up to $250 with a special holiday bundle and 0% interest for 6 months. Visit electricebikes.com to learn more. That's LECTRIC, ebikes.com.
I do a move. I think we've discussed it before, but you guys can all tell me. Cool or douchebag?
Great.
There is a long, gradual uphill when I ride my electric e-bike. I ride it to the shop on a Sunday to watch football from Descanso Gardens. It's a place called Descanso Gardens. And it's kind of cool. It's kind of a rainforest. I filmed like Son of the Beach there like 20 years ago. They traded out for Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah, if you got to film and you don't want to go to Hawaii, go to Descanso.
It's like a big botanical garden.
But there's a big, long, gradual uphill, and there's a bike lane, and there's a lot of cyclists in the neighborhood on a Sunday, the guys with the gear and the 10-speed and everything. And they're kind of struggling. They're moving, but it's uphill. I ride the e-bike, and I do not pedal the e-bike, but as I come up to them to pass them, the feet get moving. And as I go past them, I'm pedaling because I want them to wonder, is this an electric bike or am I just a superior athlete? Now, is that a douche move? Cool move?
I have a question. Are you vaping?
No.
Okay, then
no,
no,
but I
it's
do have
cool.
I have the cocaine vial in my front pocket because I don't want
wanna
to sit on it. Yeah.
Okay, then totally
Cannot
cool.
break that thing.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I want him to think. I know they'll probably go, that dude's on an e-bike, but I want the kernel planted. And I wonder if you ask your average e-bike guy when they come up on the old school bike if they do grab the pedal. I bet it's an instinct.
It's kind of like when you want the barista to see that you're tipping. Like,
Yeah.
we're tipping. It's fine.
Make sure
Trust me.
they're
Let me
there.
show you again.
Yeah, it's the picking doo-doo up when the neighbor's looking out the
Right,
window.
exactly.
It becomes semaphore at this point. Let me shake out this
Yeah.
bag. You're on the deck of an aircraft carrier at some point,
I'm
right?
a good person.
Yeah. All right, we got the news. Take a quick break. Come back. We'll do that right after this.
Well, it's possible that the news with this dude is winding down, but we'll see for how long. Kanye West's Twitter account was just suspended early Friday morning after Elon Musk said it violated the platform's rules on inciting violence. Musk tweeted, "I tried my best. Despite that, he again violated our rule against incitement to violence. Account will be suspended." This is reportedly off the heels of West tweeting an altered image of a Star of David with a swastika inside, and it said, "Yay 24." Like maybe it's for his presidential
Worst
campaign.
Christmas ornament ever.
Seriously. That
Tree
wasn't it,
topper.
though.
Yeah, it's a topper.
That
the
wasn't
abominable
it.
snowman will put it up.
He decided to go kind of scorched earth because I guess he knew that he was about to get suspended. The first one was a picture of Chris Paul, and it said, "Let's break one last window. I caught this guy with Kim. Good night."
I got multiple texts of this because I'm a Suns fan, by the way. I just got tons of texts last night of this, by the way.
This is all being denied by them, by the way.
Of course.
Then
Was that mean while they're married?
who knows? It probably didn't even happen. He's insane.
Well, to all the guys that may have banged Kim Kardashian during the Kanye marriage, this is
Listen
the
up.
greatest moment ever because whatever he says,
Right.
come on, you're going to believe that guy's
Yeah,
insane.
this is the
That's
time.
right. Plausible deniability.
And then the last thing he posted was a picture of super agent Ari Emanuel, who he loves to call out anyway, hosing down Elon Musk on a yacht. And the caption is, "Let's always remember this is my final tweet. Yay, 24."
Wow.
Now, Elon Musk responded and said he's actually happy that this picture's made it into the zeitgeist because it motivated him to lose weight. Meanwhile, Parler, Kanye was going to buy Parler.
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah. Remember I told you the Candace Owens' husband
Who's going to buy it?
right.
was like the CEO of Parler, and Kanye was going to buy it. And now they said, no, we're not selling this
I
to you.
kind of tune out during the news.
I do
segment,
know that.
But it's just a rest.
I get it.
It's all the hot takes kind of burnt me out, all the Pele
I know.
stuff.
I
And
understand.
everything.
You need an open eye now.
I didn't know he was going to buy Parler, but if you
We
told
talked
me,
about it on the
then
show.
I heard
We did.
it. Yeah.
They're no longer interested. Now, if you are apparently one of the many people with a Kanye West tattoo and you live in...
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and you live in England, you have a good choice. There's a tattoo removal studio that will remove it for free.
Nice.
In a play on the rapper's name, they're calling it Yeezy Come, Yeezy Go.
That's good.
And the store said several people have contacted them. This procedure can be like $2,500.
Oh yeah.
And it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Because
and
you have to keep going in, right?
That's right,
Yeah.
just to break up the ink.
Yeah.
You got to do. There should be no tattoo removal, and I say that because I think about the kids. And this is we're sending a message here, which is like, you can undo this thing, this bad decision you made. You can undo it. You should only be able to turn it into something else.
Yeah.
You cannot remove it. We need a record of your bad decision.
Like Johnny Depp changed Winona Forever to Wino Forever back in the day.
Sylvester Stallone turned his wife into his dog.
Dog. That's right.
And I still have a misspelling on my side.
Really?
Yeah, never changed it.
What is it?
It's, well, if you guys know Harry Potter,
Oh my God.
happiness can be found in the darkest of times is if only one remembers to turn on the light versus remembers.
Really?
Wow,
College.
that's great.
Yeah, definitely drunk and woke up and it's my first tattoo ever.
I have a buddy who's like 6'7", and he was 20, and he got a giant tramp stamp, not realizing what he did.
Really?
And now he's a father with like 3 kids.
he
and
still
he's
have
like-
it?
He's getting it removed. He's like, I
No,
just
he's
can't.
got to keep it. That's
He's like,
fun.
It's gigantic.
That's a painful spot.
yeah, it's huge.
From what I
it's very-
understand.
because of the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People say that's a tough
No,
one.
keep that. Come on, keep that. That's fun.
Now, you're
Is it like a tribal thing?
Yes,
Or is,
it's like a
Right
tribal
above the
tramp
butt
stamp. It's like a
crack.
sun and all this stuff. He didn't realize
Oh,
what he was
okay,
doing
yeah,
at
maybe
the
he's
time.
got
out
to
of
turn
the
it
way.
into Stallone's dog. Tell him
what
that's
we
That's
cool.
the rule.
But we can't remove it.
yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
These are reminders of bad decisions you made.
Yeah. So you don't make any more.
It's important.
Although your tattoo, this Giving Tree tattoo, is making me want to cry.
Oh, thanks.
I can't. You guys know the Giving Tree. She has a tattoo that's written in cursive. It says, "And the tree was happy." Which, spoiler alert, was
Kanye has one that's
before it died. Before the tree died.
yeah. Kanye has the same one that says, "And the tree was racist."
And the tree was Jewish.
I got the misfortunate tramp stamp that just said "Hop on Pop." It's a children's book. I liked it at the time. I didn't understand the implications sexually.
One fish, two fish.
That's right. I got Urinal the turtle on an
Yeah.
ass cheek.
About Nazis, apparently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Anyway, you guys have heard of the Liver King, right? We've talked about him. When Vinny's been in here, Chris has brought him up. You got to show the picture of the Liver King. This dude,
He's the jack dude.
he is like the bro bodybuilder king.
yes.
His thing is, and he's holding up a giant liver from God knows what animal. He's super into eating raw liver. And he says that's
That
how
dude
he's
is yoked.
That's exactly right. That's how he's gotten his body. That's the secret. He's like a bone marrow, liver, egg yolk guy.
All raw.
Raw. Completely raw. And I'm not showing you the video because we'll all fucking throw up. So
I don't want to see it
I'm not
either.
going to show you.
But speaking of throwing up,
Yeah.
you know there used to be that thing where it's like, well, before you get a blowjob, you should drink pineapple juice.
I've heard that.
What do you think this guy would be like, Gina? I mean,
rancid.
How hard would you yak? You'd yak all over that fucking six-pack of
I don't
stomach
want
he has, right?
pate coming out of him.
Why'd you have to go there?
Yeah, I'm the bad guy.
You went there.
I did. I went there. So he's super
We're
into
talking
this.
about the giving tree.
Yeah, I know. I'm a monster. So he posts pictures of him like going full like Khaleesi in Game of Thrones with the horse heart.
I don't even like seeing the picture.
Let's take it off. But I want you to see his body. Actually, that's important. So there's this bodybuilding podcast, and it shows emails that the guy claims, Brian Johnson, this guy. I just want to make sure it is Brian Johnson, claims that he's been spending almost $12,000 a month in steroids and other drugs. And the email is like, because I read it to Vinny yesterday, who wanted me to make sure I said he's the first guy to be like, no, there's nothing natural about that body that didn't come from liver. So it's like, I'm on Omnitrope, bro. I'm on this, I'm on that, I'm on that. But I'm in my 40s now and the back fat is fucking killing me. Am I a hyper non-responder to this drug? And just these emails back and forth. Like, my doctor said if I take a little, 5 more milligrams of blah, 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 blah. Now, obviously, the guy fucking works out and eats nutrient-rich foods. I mean, that's a given. But he's gotten a lot of help, and everyone else is just sitting there eating fucking organ meats, hoping they're going to look like him.
I mean, you look at the guy and he looks like he's on steroids.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first.
Joe Rogan said the same thing. He's like, he's obviously on steroids.
He looks like a liver.
but when he was asked specifically if he's on performance enhancing drugs, PED, he responded, I'll be honest, I take PEDs, I prioritize, execute, and dominate every fucking morning.
So, yes.
Okay, so, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
All right. We're all freaked out about steroids, but we decided, we had a lot of we're weird. Like, we decided there was roid rage.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's roid rage, but it was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like roid rage.
Yeah.
They start with the same.
Oh.
Wait a minute, roid.
Alliteration.
Yeah, alliteration. We love it. No nukes. Meat is murder. Roid rage. So we all just went down the roid rage route. Mm-hmm. And then we all went down to, you're going to look amazing in your 40s, but you're going to die at 50, And then Lyle Alzado came around, and Lyle Alzado had a brain cancer, and then he was like, it's because of steroids. And then everyone went, oh my God, that's right. And first off, do we know? I don't,
Ask Vinny, because we just talked about this yesterday.
Lyle Alzado died at 46 and a half or something. If everyone who did steroids got a brain tumor, they'd all... So Arnold Schwarzenegger would be dead.
Well, but I literally, because I did his Sunday school with him, so we literally just talked about this yesterday, that Arnold's dosage was like a baby dose compared to what guys do now in like the freak show department. Like the crazy, like your fucking neck muscle. That's like a freak show.
Yeah.
And they're on dosages that people like Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't have imagined.
I would never argue that, taking maximum amount, but it's sort of like a testosterone replacement. Like they go, some doctors will go, hey, man, you don't need that. Like, we don't know what the long-term implications. But it's basically your body starts dying about the age of 30. If you're a dude, it just literally starts dying. You have less muscle every year. You just start that march toward the cemetery.
Toward sweet lady death.
Yeah, it's a sweet embrace of death. And you're dying.
Yeah.
So... then what if you took testosterone replacement and your body stopped dying and moved back toward, stronger, more muscular, whatever. And then we kind of go like, oh, no, you don't want to do that. Like, we don't know what the implications of that is. Well, we know what the implications of slowly dying is.
Right.
It's called death. And so
it's terminal.
Maybe being 75 and weirdly fit, and they go, but that's not healthy. But being fit and kind of muscular at 75 is pretty healthy. I don't know that we know, but I'm saying I'm not the dismisser of you can't be on any of that stuff or you can't be on the HGH or whatever. Like, maybe there's an argument for replacing some of the stuff that's going away.
But what are your thoughts on back knee? Because isn't that a steroid thing? Like tiny scrotum and back knee?
I don't know.
Like, do we like back knee?
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, well then, by all means, drink up.
Yeah, that's... I put that on my Tinder profile.
Exactly.
You can't get to it. That's the problem with the back knee.
Yeah.
Is it you
Need a
can't get
partner.
to is
You
bad.
can't,
And good
yeah.
luck finding a partner.
Right.
And then when you have the partner, good luck having to bring it up because then
Yeah.
you're just like, how do I bring it up?
Have you ever lanced anything? It's not great. Have you guys heard about Cocaine Bear?
Yes.
Okay.
No, but I'm
yeah,
very
I
excited
have.
to
You're
hear this.
about to. Okay, we've got to talk about this, and I have part of the trailer because it's 2.5 minutes, so we whacked it up. But
Based on a
it's
true story.
yes, it's
Directed
Elizabeth
by
Banks.
Elizabeth
Thank
Banks.
you.
Oh, wait, yes. Yes, okay.
Elizabeth Banks' latest directorial effort. It's a thriller called Cocaine Bear. It's from Universal Pictures, inspired by a true story. Did the bear consume the cocaine? Yes. Did it go on a killing spree? I think that's where the movie picks up. But the title suggests the film follows this black bear that embarks on a murderous rampage following its unintentional consumption of cocaine. Kerry Russell's in it, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube. Yes, Ice Cube's son.
look,
You gotta have Ice Cube in
I don't
there.
want to turn it political, but the polar bears do the powdered cocaine.
That makes
The black
sense.
bears get the crack cocaine and get 4 times the prison sentences. Okay?
I heard the
not
government.
fair.
I know everyone's
introduced it
having
to
a
the
good
forest.
time. What's that?
The government introduced it to the forest.
That's right.
Right, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Tyler Ferguson and Ray Liotta.
It's the
I
last
forgot.
Ray Liotta.
I was like, what do you mean it's the last movie? Making his final acting role and the first to be released since his death. So the murderous rampage, again, that's part of the fiction. But in September 1985, this is when a convicted drug smuggler named Andrew Thornton offloaded a duffel bag of cocaine over northern Georgia. A 175-pound black bear then ingested it, subsequently overdosed, was discovered 3 months later laying next to 40 plastic containers of cocaine. Here is just a snippet of the trailer. It's about 40 seconds because, again, it's a long trailer. You'll get an idea of the tone of the movie.
Millions of dollars.
So a lot of people getting tossed around, thrown around. It seems very tongue-in-cheek.
I
A
love
little.
this.
I'm obsessed.
What's the Sharknado-ish, maybe?
Right.
This will be
Yeah.
our kids' snakes on a plane.
Exactly. Looks
But
like
will it be snakes on a plane? Which was nothing. We just talked about it
Right.
for 4 months, and then the movie came out. And we're like, man, we're done.
I'll see it.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
I'm there opening night.
And that's the thing. I mean, Elizabeth Banks is known for sort of tongue-in-cheek humor. In fact, one of my plane movies, I always watch Tommy Boy or
Yes.
Godfather for some reason when I'm flying. But the other movie that I forgot that I always watch and I just did was Pitch Perfect. It's a great movie.
Oh,
and I
great,
forgot she produced that. She's in that. It's a fucking great movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
She's the blonde, right?
Yeah.
Who's like
She's in
acts
40
a
Year Old
lot
Virgin.
too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you know her. She's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
She's in
Zach
Modern
and Mary make
Family.
a porno. Zach and
Yes.
Yes, Mira.
yeah,
Mira.
that which was
She's in
great.
30 Rock. She's supposed to
Yeah.
be like the Megyn Kelly
Yeah.
girl. Anyway,
I
we're
thought
all
the
excited
Cocaine
about
Bear
that.
was a great actor. I thought.
Thank you. Seriously.
Convincing.
Award winning.
All right, one more, Gina Grad.
Okay, well, this is for you men folk. Scientists at the University of Waterloo in Ontario, Canada, have gotten together to address a really big problem: urinal splash. The researchers believe they have determined the optimal design for a shell that will give you a less splashy experience. It's tall and porcelain. It's curved like a nautilus shell, which is why they call it the naughty loo. Supposedly, according to advanced laws of physics, the optimal splash reducing angle for the average human penis is about 30 degrees. And this naughty loo minimizes the splatter, could improve lives of countless stadiums, arenas, cleanup crews.
Yeah, but there's an issue. There's
What?
a design issue.
What?
Drunk guys are going to shit in it. It looks.
It's perfect shit.
Like a
height.
tilted toilet.
Once you tilt
Yeah.
too much toward the anus, drunk guys go, "Oh yeah,
I never thought
guess
about
this is
that.
where I'm shitting." You know, they're
Yeah.
going to show up. There's 2 stalls. There's a couple guys camping in them. Drunk guys taking
Gotta do
a
what you gotta
dump.
do.
I
That's
did not
right.
consider that, and obviously
Well,
neither did they.
How
Yes.
did they practice the? Would you say 30 degrees? How do you think they practiced that? Do you think
They hired
had
the Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, yeah.
to just
plenty
test
of
it.
trial and error.
Yeah, are they
For
like?
sure.
Do they have people that are testing it out? Did they use like some sort of?
I would
mechanics?
argue. I think what they'd probably do. I'm no urine scientist, but I used to be a carpenter. The first thing they probably did was measure the volume and speed that urine comes out of your average guy who's taking a squirt. Like, here's how many liters per minute or whatever.
Right.
Here's the speed.
Okay.
Then they would have to simulate that with some sort of pump or something that they could adjust or whatever. Here's the average distance. Here's the average volume. Here's whatever. Now we have this
PSI.
thing. Yes, put the blue liquid they used to do the tampon
Right.
commercials in there.
That's right.
That always confused me when I was 11.
We leak blue.
And it would be confusing to a young Adam.
I'm sure.
And
We leak blue.
and
that's
now
great.
we're going to figure out. Yeah, you're like a Dodgers fan.
That's right. Hey, I leak blue.
I'm a heavy flow bluer. And then they take it from there.
Yeah.
Because waiting for guys who had to take a piss would just probably be too
Time
much.
waster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So look out for this not shitter in your next arena experience.
Can I say this? It's embarrassing, but I will admit it. And it happened to me the other day.
Let me guess. You're too big for the urinal.
Yup. All right. Let's
Okay.
just end there.
Okay.
You're right. No. Sitting down, going number 2, but relieving number 1 as well, to then get up and find the puddle outside of the toilet because it's a cold morning. And you sit down, you sort of lean forward, and the dick sort of pulls in a little bit.
It retracts.
And it's going out. It's going straight out.
Normally dangling.
It's
Right.
not dangling, and it
Oh
goes.
my God.
Is this nor-
Can't you push it down?
Yeah,
I thought
but
it
you,
just is down already.
you don't know it's happening when
Oh
it's
my
happening.
God.
It happens like every
It's a sneak attack.
17th
Wow.
time I sit down, and then you get up and you see that there's a puddle in front. Shouldn't there be just a little flap that hangs off the front of the toilet seat or something
Like the tip of a baseball cap. Yeah, that just
Steve
goes down.
Yeager's
bill.
throat guard
Wow.
from back in the day. It'd be an inch and a half of plastic that just it wouldn't interfere with anything else. It would just be in the front.
guard,
it would just be a guard in the front. And the distance between the toilet seat and the top of the bowl, 3/8 of an inch, maybe half an inch. Like it literally just
I
be
see.
a piece
A
of plastic, just a lip that went past. You make it an inch, just goes past. Never have that problem again.
I didn't know it was
Feels like a
problem.
fun
I didn't
game
know it
too
was
to play in the
probably-
morning with your
Couldn't-
dick and aim.
First
It's great,
time hearing
yeah.
of it.
It's a secret shame.
That's why no one
Guys
talks about
don't want
it.
to talk about it.
And all this is happening to men nationwide,
Here's
worldwide.
the truth, Sophie. The
Not
penis
in many
does-
parts of Africa.
Yeah, the penis doesn't
Because
care
of the
about
toilet
geometry.
design, not
Yeah.
because they're hung like rhinos. No, I think it affects
Cold weather.
colder weather, North American guys who like who ice fish.
Right.
Guys who-
Alaska. So this is really happening in Alaska.
It's leaking everywhere.
Guys
in
with a
Alaska.
little
Yukon
a
territory.
guy with a little extra panis, like a little extra belly, a little extra belly, who's and the cold makes a factor, and you sit down and you lean a little bit too far forward, and the penis sort of pulls in a little bit, and
I get it. I get
This
it.
is
I'm
not
seeing
happening in
it.
Hawaii.
no,
Not-
it's
not
not.
in
It's
Hawaii.
not hot. Not in, around the equator.
No,
this is
not a
it's
non-issue.
Not a non-issue.
This is Siberia. This is
Yeah.
Iceland.
Yes, these
Okay.
are Nordic countries.
Very good.
And
All
the
right.
Netherlands.
Yes.
Did we bring it home?
We'll do that now. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
You don't belong in this game.
That was the news with Gina Grad.
Well, Tucson, I'll be at the Rialto Theater December 15th doing stand-up there, and then we'll head off to Tempe, and we'll all show up there at the Tempe Improv doing live shows and stand-up. Just go down Carolla.com, and me and John Popper and the rest of the gang are going to show up in Dallas. Kind of a land cruise, meet and greets and live shows and music and stand-up. So get your tickets to that at adamcarolla.com. And, of course, Hammered Heroes, wherever you find finer podcasts. Check it out. Sophie, Brendan, thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks, this is
Today.
great.
Thanks for having us, guys.
So fun.
It was fun. So, till next time, it's Adam for Sophie and Brendan and Bald and Gina. Say it. Mahalo.